Where the heck have I been? Is the show canceled? And did Jacob finally lose his mind? All these questions and more going to be answered on this special edition of the Ex-Homeschoolers Club. What is good, my ex-homies? It's your boy Jacob Gooden, and if you hadn't noticed, the show's been pretty silent for the last almost 2 months, and there's good reason for that, but I'm going to tell you why. So, this episode, a little bit different than usual. It's going to be a little life update. We're going to do a show update, as well as some special announcement type stuff. And so, let's just start with the life stuff, because that's really the catalyst for why I haven't been around. So at the end of March, I got a phone call that nobody ever really wants to get, and that was that my grandfather, we call him Poppy, was in the hospital with some heart stuff. And you never want to hear that somebody's in the hospital. It's just never great news. But this was really not great news. And things were very complicated. And so for about a week, things would kind of flip-flop between there being hope for his recovery to it being very dire. He was sick with some other stuff in there as well. And so it just was this very complicated thing. And if you don't know, I don't live near my granddad. He lives in California. I live in Tennessee. Not the most convenient to just hop in a car and drive all that way, or even hop on a plane, because it's expensive and time consuming. And so anyway, so for about a week, I just kind of existed in this very question mark of what is going on in my life, and had to somewhat operate as if life was normal, even though it very much was not, and it was not in my head. So I had decided I'm not going to put the show out that week, and because it was just too much to handle. And later on that week, I got another phone call very early in the morning that he'd passed away. And he went peacefully, and leading up to him dying, he got to spend time with his kids. He got to spend time with his siblings, and us grandkids. We didn't get to go see him, but we got to send him messages of love and remembering the good stuff. And that's why we didn't get to go see him either. Was he didn't want us to see him be sick. He wanted us to remember him healthier and just who he was, the normal Poppy. And so anyway, but like every death, it's typically followed by a funeral. And so so I ended up going out to California and was there for most of April. I flew out on the 1st, and I didn't get home until the 20th. And so just a lot of time spent with family, doing funeral stuff, helping clean out his house, dealing with things, doing a lot of like remembrance type stuff, and just spending time with family, honestly, because even though those times are like very sad, right? Because you've just lost a loved one. There's also, I think, sometimes some joy that can be found in there, right? Remembering their life and the funny moments and the stupid moments and the games and the adventures and the life lessons and all those types of things. So we did a lot of that, and which is good. It's it's healing. And then came home, and grief really hit. This has been a very interesting experience with grief. I've lost all 4 of my grandparents now, and I lost my first grandparent when I was 17, and I'm 29 now. Each one hits so vastly different from a grief perspective, and I can't even begin to describe the emotions surrounding it. And if you've lost loved ones, you probably know what I'm talking about, how it's different every single time. This is both the most emotionally healthy I've felt losing a grandparent, and also the worst experience because I'm just insanely emotional around everything now. So if you can't tell by me describing this, it's a little bit touchy still and overwhelming. Um, and it's just been tough. And so the whole month of April basically became a wash. And I decided I'm just gonna put the show on pause. I kept telling myself, you need to like make an announcement. You need to, tell people. And I just was like, I couldn't even do that. And so, yeah. So April was basically a wash, for both good and bad reasons. But where does that put us today? Is the show canceled? No, absolutely not. We're not going anywhere. Um, in fact, very much the opposite. The show has been doing incredible things, even while we've been on break, and just seeing um, numbers continue to like go up. And I know not everything is numbers, but it is nice to know that people are listening to back catalog stuff. And I've received messages and people wanting to be on the show and opportunities and things that I am just very excited for the future of where the show is going. So that being said, when is it actually coming back? Well, it's coming back this Friday. Um, I've got an interview with RB. If you guys don't remember RB, he was on previously. He's back. We're going to talk about some very cool things, but I'll let you find out on Friday all of those things. And so we're back. We're coming back. And not only are we coming back, but I'm also going to try to put out an episode every week in the month of May and get back on a weekly schedule. Because I've got just a nice back catalog right now of people, and I've got a nice plethora of guests coming on. And so there's that. We are headed in a good direction, I guess, is what I'm trying to say with the show. So in addition to the show coming back, I've also got some special announcements. The first one being something that's actually happening this week, specifically on April 30th. And that is that April 30th is Day of the Homeschooled Kid, the Homeschool Child. And did you know that? I didn't know that until last month sometime. But the Coalition for Responsible Home Education is putting on a great conversation with Stefan Merrill Block. And if you're not familiar with Stefan, he just wrote a book called Homeschooled. If you haven't read this, it's a great book. I actually would love to reread it with maybe some of you. More on that in a minute. But yeah, he's going to be talking about his homeschool experience. He's going to talk about what the coalition does. It's just going to be a really cool time. So that's happening on Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm going to put a link down in the description of how you can sign up to attend, or you can just go to crhe.org /DOTHC, Day of the Homeschooled Child. Again, that's crhe.org/DOTHC. I know, a lot of letters. It's going to be linked down below as well, but go get on that list. They'll send you an update. Get on their newsletter list too. If you're not familiar with the Coalition of Responsible Home Education, specifically a lot of what they do is work with homeschool alumni to help kind of shape some of the direction that legislation can take to help homeschool kids down the line and protect homeschool kids. And so it's a lot about giving homeschool kids rights and access to things and stuff like that. So very cool organization. She's going to come back on at some point. We've got potentially some other stuff in the works with them as well, but very cool organization. Again, go sign up. Day of the Homeschool Kid. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can ask Stefan questions as well as hear more about his story, and hopefully he'll come on the show at some point. I would love to have him on. So here's a little plug for that. Second special announcement, also kind of just like an ask in general, is that I want to do a ex-homeschooler happy hour type of thing, and I want to hang out with a bunch of you guys all at the same time, play games, be stupid, tell stories, that kind of a thing. And so I'm going to post more about that on Instagram and get kind of some feedback on potential days we could do it, as well as like maybe things you guys would want to do. But I'm thinking play some games, maybe like bingo, trivia. I don't really know. But hang out, have some conversation around our homeschool experiences and how that shaped us maybe. And so anyway, so if you're interested in that, let me know. I'm thinking somewhere between May 11th and the 24th. I know that's a big wide window, but if you are interested in that and have some feedback or something, you can drop a comment down below or shoot me an email, exhsclub@gmail.com. And yeah, would love to like hear your thoughts on it. But I'm also going to be posting more about it, I think, on Instagram, trying to pull you guys a little bit and figure out some good info, hopefully. So there's that. Additionally, I kind of had mentioned book club. I know in the past I had brought up doing a book club and reading a different book, and then I just totally dropped the ball. It's something I would like to do again, and I would like to read Homeschooled, Stefan's book. And I have read this already, but I would like to reread it and maybe do some discussion on it. And so if that's something you're interested in, also leave a comment down below, send me an email, exhsclub@gmail.com. I'm thinking start it sometime in May, mid-May, maybe around the 15th-ish. Maybe just call it right smack dab in the middle. And so I'm currently working on figuring out what that would look like and then do some discussion around that as well. And so anyway, so if you're interested in that and haven't picked up this book, it gives you about 2 weeks to like grab a copy and gives me 2 weeks to figure out how we split that up. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, shoot me an email, a DM, comment down below, any of that kind of stuff. Next up, I've gotten a lot of requests for guesting on the show. And so if you want to be a guest, I want to talk about it. You can shoot me an email, exhsclub@gmail.com. How many times can I say that in this episode? But shoot me an email. Let me know a little bit about yourself, like just like a paragraph or two about your homeschool experience, and maybe some topics you would be interested in. If there's something specific you've either heard on the show that you want to expand on, something you haven't heard on the show that you would like to talk about, specifically things that like I've been very interested in lately, aside from just like hearing your experiences, is talking about the role that religion has played in homeschooling. I'm interested in obviously talking about if you have something like ADHD, if you're autistic, and maybe you got diagnosed later in life, or if you got diagnosed when you were a homeschool kid or just as a kid in general, how that's kind of shaped into your homeschool experience or, made you think about those things. Obviously, we talk about big homeschool family versus small homeschool family. I'm one of two kids, so small homeschool family over here. I very much am interested in that dynamic along the religion aspect. Like purity culture played a huge role for me, and just like unpacking the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right? We don't necessarily want to just do. If your experience was bad, like that's okay. I still believe that there's always good things that can be pulled out of those experiences, and so hopefully, if you want to come on the show and you want to have a conversation, like I hope that you can like view it the same way of just like there are good things that we can talk about mixed in with the bad and the ugly. It's about providing commentary around homeschooling and what the experience really was like, right? And so if it's all bad, it's all bad. That's okay. If it's all good, it's all good. That's okay. So if you've got a story and you want to share it, shoot me an email. Again, exhsclub@gmail.com. I think that's the sixth time I've said it now. But yeah, what you can kind of expect like following that email would be a request to do like a pre-interview call with me. Typically they're 30 minutes. Sometimes they go up to an hour long if we really hit it off. And it's just a chance to like, for me to kind of like further vet you, get to know you a little bit, and figure out kind of what a show would look like. And also ease your mind if you're at all nervous about coming on the show. I can answer questions around those types of things. What is kind of like required of you? One, the ability to share your story. But secondly, you need to be able to record audio and video. If you've got a microphone, awesome. If not, that's okay. We can work around that. And typically it's best to be able to record on a computer if you've got it. I have done stuff on phones and iPads and things like that, but it does change the dynamic. So, keep that in mind as well. If you want to do this, like it's best if you've got like a laptop or a computer with a webcam and some kind of audio device, even just headphones, is helpful. And so, yeah. And then last thing I want to touch on is the newsletter, right? I'm going to put a link on the screen also down in the description below if you want to get on the email newsletter. I send it out basically whenever an episode comes out. I know I was kind of doing every 2 weeks. An episode comes out and then kind of filling in the gaps with some other stuff. We'll see. The newsletter might be shifting a little bit, but it typically comes out between one time a week to every 2 weeks. And it's just kind of updates on like episodes that came out, resources I've found, books I'm reading. Who knows? There's been other stuff that feeds in there as well. In addition to that, I'm also like trying very hard to build a website on the back of it, where all of those posts, as well as like stuff about books I read, resources, that kind of thing, is going to live as well. And so all that going to be linked down below. And I would love for you to like get on there. That's going to be ultimately the best way to like stay connected with the show, would be through email, and the email newsletter itself. So all that being said, I'm okay. Life sucks sometimes. The show is coming back, which is a great thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Okay. I'm going to go. I'll see you later. Peace.